So good to see you again today. What are we doing? We're going to the largest chain restaurant in the whole of UK. McDonald's number 3, Subway number 2. What's number 1? It's Greggs. And we're also going to one of the largest restaurants that they've got. Take a look at the size of it here. It is massive. Now, I'm not a mad fan of fast food, but I've been to Greggs many a time. What we're going to do today, we're going to take a whole range. We want to see exactly what they have to offer. Really looking forward to this one. I'll tell you why, because it's not expensive. As always, let's give it a go. Really nice in here, very big. Okay, location-wise, it's a little bit different because it's actually inside a Primark, which is totally different. But yeah, now I've gone up, I've ordered. What you do, you go up, you actually place your order, and then they sort you out. Now, a couple of bits here. One, they've run out of bacon, so I was like, what, already? You've run out of bacon? It's not exactly busy in here. That's that, and I've got to say, I don't normally moan about staff, but there wasn't much enthusiasm about the whole thing. You know, I was kind of like, oh. You know, what can we do about it and what have you? It was like, well, that's what it is, so take it or leave it kind of thing. So I did take it. I paid £3.75. I got myself a cappuccino there. So that's the cappuccino. And here we go. So it's a roll. You can get a baguette if you like as well. I've got some omelette on top, then some sausages underneath, and some HP sauce. Looks like they've really dabbled the HP sauce in there, actually. What I want to do is just kind of turn that over a little bit because I'm definitely HP sauced out there. There's no doubts about that. If you like your HP sauce, you're laughing. Taking a first look at the sausages, they are not the biggest sausages I've ever seen. They are very small sausages, but 3 of them, so you can't complain about that. And again, quite a few pieces of the omelette there. Now, one of my biggest concerns always with Greggs is the heat. How hot everything is, because so many times I've actually been in and the food's actually quite cold, and I've always find that disappointing. However, let's dive in. Let's give it a big bite. So, omelette, sausage, roll, and HP. That's really soft. No issue with that. No issue with the heat either. It's nice and warm. Oh, really, really hot. But it's more than acceptable. The sausage itself, that's got very little flavour. And take a quick glance at the sausage there. Now, come on, we're not in a Michelin-star restaurant here, but I've always been a little bit disappointed with the taste and the flavour of the sausages, and no change here on that either. What I like the omelette. Again, is it the best omelette I've ever had? No, but there is just a little bit too much of this sauce. And what I'd actually prefer is on the serving station there, where you help yourself to sugar and all the rest of it, I'd actually prefer if they actually had the sauces there, so you could actually put it on yourself and then you can have as much or as little as you want. Thing to bear in mind here is price. With a cappuccino, £3.75, and if you've got the app, it's a lot cheaper. Is it value? It's certainly good value. That is top. That's top value. Is it quality? It's not. It's definitely not top quality. Does it serve a purpose? It does. Is it acceptable? It is. It's acceptable. What marks am I going to give this? And I'm going to give it as I go along here. What marks will I give it? Hang on, before I do that, let's try the coffee. Yeah, the coffee's fine. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's good. It's thereabouts. What marks would I give it? I would give it, taking into consideration value, you've got to consider £3.75. Will that keep you going? You know, is that a breakfast meal in itself? I think it is. I really think it is. So I'm going to give that 6.5, 7. Not the greatest quality, but it serves a purpose. And that's what it's all about, is value and serving that purpose. So all round, yeah, I think that's okay. I actually like the omelette. As I say, sausage is a bit disappointing. What I'm going to do, I don't want it to go cold. I'm going to crack on here because I have lots more for you. Lots more. Don't want to fill myself up too much, do I? Okay. One of them sausages escaped as well. Here we go. Change of seats. As you can see behind me, it is absolutely packed in here. No, it's not. It's quite, well, it's very quiet. And of course, someone has to plonk themselves right next to me. Incredulous. Anyhow, I've gone up. Now, what I'm going to do, I have never had one of their vegetarian sausage rolls, but I've heard some absolutely amazing things about them. I've had plenty of the sausage rolls. So I want to compare and sort of say which one I think is best. Cost, £3, so £1.50 each. First impressions, I like the golden colour to this sausage roll, you know, the way it's being baked. That one looks a tiny bit on the anemic side, doesn't it? But again, it's about the flavours, it's about the taste. Which one shall I go in for first? Yeah, let's go for the traditional. Now, as I said earlier on, my biggest fear is always sort of heat. It's not particularly hot. It makes it a little bit unpleasant. Take a look in there. You can see the sausage meat. It's a bit mushy. It's quite cold. But it's not, if you like, full of flavour. Sausage roll wise, is it the best sausage roll? It's not. Is it the cheapest? It is. Is there quality inside there? No. Am I expecting major quality? No. It does again, it just serves a purpose. It's, how can I say, it's cheap, it's cheerful, yeah, and fills a hole. I'm not too sure there's any great nutritional value in there. When it's hotter, it's better. It always is, isn't it? But yeah, I'm actually saying this more so because many of you have been to GREGGS, but one or two haven't. Obviously, some of our American, Canadian, Australian, New Zealand guys, you know, they may not have been. So let's try the vegetarian one. Again, that could do with being a little bit warmer. Do you know what? That's better, but that's got more flavour. I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe it. That vegetarian sausage roll has got a lot more flavour to it. That's a really good sausage roll. It'd be even better if it's hotter. But do I think that's better? Do I think that's better than a traditional sausage roll? I'm going. I'll see you later. I'm breaking every rule in the book. I actually do. I think that's a better sausage roll. I can't believe I'm saying that. I think there's more flavour in there. I think I was about to say the meat content's better, but there is no meat in there, is there? But definitely the flavour of the sausage is far better. You've got to try vegetarian sausage rolls. You've got to give them a try because that is far better. What obviously would be far better is if they were warmer. What marks am I going to give them? I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. You know, got to bear in mind, I think they do 20, 30 million of these every week, so clearly very popular. What mark am I going to give the vegetarian one? I'm going to give that more. I'm going to give that 7 out of 10. I think that is far better. And again, value-wise, £1.50 each, you can't ask for any more, can you? And I actually think they do a deal as well. So if you have a sausage roll and a coffee, it actually comes through as a deal. And I think if you have a bake and a coffee, I think that's a deal as well. So yeah, you're looking at good value. Nothing there would blow you away, but I'll tell you what, it certainly fills a hole. Onwards and onwards. Now onto the hot stuff. Now what I've done, I've got myself a pepperoni pizza. I want to take a quick glance at that. Now, that is £2.75. Now, you've got to compare that with the one I had in Costco's. Now, I've got to say, at Costco's, it was £1.99, but that was a huge, great big slice. That is not as big. But again, one thing it is, it's just come out of the oven, so it's definitely nice and hot. Just taking a look here. It's a little bit greasy. Nice bend and flex to that, look at that. Let's try it. Let's try the flavours. Let's make sure I get a bit some pepperoni in there as well. I like the base, I like the bread. Lots of cheese in there. Got the tomato flavour coming through as well. So All the flavours there, and obviously you've got the pepperoni. The one thing I have to say, it is immensely greasy. Is it worth £3, £2.75? It's all the money, funny enough. I think that's all the money. I don't think it's a great pizza slice. No, it's all in all, and you can see all the grease on top of it there. That is, yeah, that is a little bit, what can I say? Not a little bit, that is very disappointing. Okay, right, let's be a little bit more positive here. So, what have I got? I've got myself 3 bakes. I've got myself the steak bake, £2.40, the vegetable bake, £2.35, a bit strange, and the Mexican chicken bake, vegan, £2.40. I don't know why it's 5p cheaper. So where do I start? Unfortunately, none of them particularly hot. Now, I've looked on their website. I just went there. I was like, hold on, this ain't not, you know, everything's not that hot. What it says is on the website, we guarantee that everything is cooked properly, and that's how it's served. So, hey, what am I to argue about? Right, let's start with the vegan. Now, I like the presentation of that. All bits on top, all crumbles away. A Mexican bake, it says mine, it is crumbling everywhere. I'll tell you what, take a look here. I like that filling. Take a close up on that filling. That's very strange. It's tangy. So what's in there? There's some peppers in there. It's kind of all a mixture of all different vegetables. You got some onions there, got some corn as well, and there's a nice little kick. You know, I was sitting there thinking, well, it's not really Mexican. It doesn't really taste of it. It has. It's got a nice little kick. Do you know? If I'm not better, I'd actually say that was chicken. That is actually really tasty. I like that. Now on to the vegetarian one. I'm just going to break that open for a second because I want to see what's there. So again, all the vegetables inside. You've got corn again. You've got red, green peppers it looks like. I'm going to pull that part away because I want to try the main taste. That's cheesy. That's really cheesy. Where there's so much cheese in there, that makes that very moist. And you can see there's no skimping on portion there. All in all, I like that. Now I've got to be very honest here. I've never had the vegetarian sausage roll. I've never had the vegan Mexican one, and I've never had the vegetarian one either. I've always gone for the meat. That's changed me completely because I think that's actually loads of flavour in the vegan, loads of flavour. I really like the cheese and how the cheese flavour mixing with the vegetables there has made that very moist. I like that as well. My God, I'm not turning vegetarian, am I? Right, let's try the steak one. I've had loads of these. Again, I'm just going to pull it apart slightly, just so you can see what's in there. Again, that's packed. Lots of juice. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's far better when it's hot. But as I say, they don't guarantee that. Marks. What am I going to say? For the pizza, I'm going to be a bit harsh here. I'm being a bit harsh because of the price. £2.75. I'm giving that a 5 out of 10. I actually don't think that's particularly good. I don't think it's great value either. I'm only going to give that a 5 out of 10. The steak bake, I'm going to give it a 6. I would have given it a 7 if it's a little bit warmer, if you like, but that's a 6. It has got the flavour, all the rest of it. The vegetarian, I'm going to give that a 7.5 out of 10. I like the cheese in there. It's all the vegetables. As you take a look, Yeah, it's packed in there. It doesn't look great, but in fairness, it's all about the flavour. And the star of the show is that one. Is the vegan Mexican. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to give that 8.5 out of 10. If I came, do you know, when I come in here again, I'm actually going to go for that. Because I think it's got more flavour to it. It's got a little bit of kick to it. All in all, if I close my eyes and I didn't know better, I'd say I was eating some chicken there as well. I've got to backtrack a little bit here. I've just been up again and I said, is everything all right, sir? I said, what's the problem? He said, I've never seen someone order so much food. I said, oh yeah, don't worry, we're sharing it and everything. He goes, but is everything okay? Guy's worried about my health. Fair play to him. It is fast food after all. Now they have got an excellent range of donuts up there. Me, I've got myself the caramel one. Got to have an indulgent one. You've got yum yums up there, donuts, you name it, everything. I've got a real soft spot for these because I love them. Really, really love them. Let's take a big bite. Look at this. All that caramel. Fingers are all over the place. That is a good donut. Got to wipe my fingers here. £1.55. What can you ask for? You can't ask for any more than that. The filling, it's rich, it's creamy, it's caramel on top. I haven't been rude there and licking my fingers. Normally I'd be there. But yeah, I think it's great value. I think it's a nice donut. And just finishes off everything I've sort of had at Greggs. For the money, what mark sort of give that? I'd give that an 8 out of 10. I really like the donuts here. I think the value, I think their quality. Yeah, all good. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Alsace or Gaviscon and what have you, because I'm definitely going to need it, and I'll give you my final thoughts. What do I think of my lunchtime here at Greggs? Wasn't too bad, was it? Cheers. So here I am in the telephone box. It's yeah, just part of their feature. They've got games here for the children, what have you. What I think of Greggs, it's the busiest, or not the busiest, it is the largest chain in the whole of the UK, and it's there for a reason. It's the largest for a reason because it is super popular. Actually, what I'd really like to know, have you not been to Greggs? Are you one of the few people in the whole world who hasn't been to Greggs? I'll be really interested in that. I think it does a service. Do I think it's fantastic quality? No. Do I think it's reasonable value? I think it's great value. I think it was really good value. And the things that really interested me today, I chose a number of items that I've never tried before. And I'm going to change. I'm definitely going to change what I'm going to actually order whenever I come to Greggs. It's not the greatest food for you in the world, but again, it's a bit of substance, isn't it? You know, you're there, you're on the move, you need to get going quick, and you just want to grab a coffee and a quick bite. It does a service, it's there. Would I recommend Greggs? Of course I would. Of course I would. I really enjoy it here. Do you know, it's not for me every single day of the week, but it definitely does a service. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you been to Greggs? Obviously you have. When you come to Greggs, what do you actually order? Do you know what, on this one, I'm not going to mark it overall. You know Greggs, you know what you're going to get. You know, it's there, it's just Greggs, isn't it? So, yeah, what mark would you give it? I'm going to chuck it over to you. What mark would you give it? The only letdown, I think, was the pizza. And, you know, if I'm going to compare that with Costco, I mean, wow, that slice of pizza, a lot more flavour to it, far better. So I'll give the pizza a miss, but it's here for the bakes, isn't it, and the sausage rolls. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you know I always appreciate that. And until next time, I'm just going to make a quick phone call here. No, I'm not. I'm going to finish my coffee, have a wander around, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.